kind of let the limiting beliefs take effect. So I think that's very powerful. And can you just dive into
Yeah.
the opportunity for a plant store and a satellite store and the hub and spoke business model, and talk about just the scalability of that? And I am mindful of your
Yep.
time. You have to go right now.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. So yeah, no, that's a great point, Josh, that I think I want to piggyback on, which is interest come up all the time when we're talking to people. And just you could throw a dart at the calendar, the world calendar over the last 50 years, and it'll land on a problem. There's always a problem. And this goes
Yeah.
back to the entrepreneurial mindset. So every problem has an offset. The problem to higher interest rates, the reason we have higher interest rates is because of inflation. What inflation translates to all these business owners is higher pricing. So you go into a dry cleaning store today, the price you're paying is different than what you paid a year ago when interest rates were 4.5%.
Mm,
There's an exact translation to that.
right.
And so, we do hear those objections all the time or those challenges. But what I would tell people is just look at the offset, look at the seesaw. There's always a seesaw to it.
Yeah. And I always kind of say if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. And those problems just lead to more opportunities. And, I think we talk about some of these problems. And earlier on the call, you talked about kind of the college system. And, you're doing a lot of work with the Ray Titus Center in Fort Lauderdale. So you're really kind of creating those opportunities for other people. And just going back, can you talk about that hub and spoke model and kind of scalability? And then I know you got to go.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. The hub and spokes model is one of the best things about our business. And dry cleaners really created this hub and spokes. Before there was a name like hub and spokes on it. Now I think so many people aspire to have hub and spokes because it is very efficient. But the simple gist of it is that once you have built a dry cleaning store that has the equipment in it that's cleaning clothes and pressing clothes, the objective then is it's a productivity business. It's, hey, I own this boiler and I want it to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So how do I do that? Well, I need more volume. How do I do that? Well, I can build routes. I can open satellite stores and send the work there. So that's really what we're doing. And when we build our plants, we build them generically to service some number of satellite stores also. We don't
Okay.
build them so that they can just service this one store. We really factor in, hey, what are we looking to accomplish in the long term? What size square footage do we want? How much equipment do we need? But most of our franchisees are multi-unit business owners.
Okay.
And it just sort of feeds into those satellite stores that can be really lean and mean. I tell people we have stores that used to be closets in towers. They're 300 square feet that we've turned into stores, and they do lots of business because they're super convenient. It's not like our model says, hey, it's got to be 1,850 square feet with a drive-through on the left-hand side. We
Yeah.
can really be creative as to how we put those things together, which is nice for us. And then the pickup and delivery arm is like the final piece of that hub and spokes, which is, I can open a store here and I can start pickup and delivery in the next town over to really start priming the pump for that business.
That's fascinating. And I know our time is really up at this point, but